In today's news video that does not have a name quite yet, but I'm very open to suggestions on it, an amateur poker player turned $5 million into $1.3 million. We've reached out to him, and a podcast is set up for Monday. The 100K bathroom prop bet has ended in a buyout. I spoke with the buyout party, and we're going to have all the details on what he told me. Top poker streamer Lex Veldhuis is back full-time streaming after collapsing on the street and going through some health scares, and it's great to have him back. And finally, we have found the fastest poker dealer in the entire world. And we're going to talk more about who that is. This is insert name of the show right here. All right, our top story for the night. An amateur poker player has turned a $5 satellite into $1.3 million. That's right. If you watched my stream last week on the Partypoker Millions event, first place was $2.4 million. And at the final table was a 21-year-old who qualified in through a $5 satellite, who then parlayed that into a $22 satellite, took that up to a $100 satellite, then up to $500, and ultimately he was in to the $5,300 main event, and he ended up finishing in third place for $1.3 million. That's right, everyone in the chat was fired up. They were excited for this guy to see what he could do. He hung in there, won a couple really big hands, and he was able to ladder up to third place at that final table. And his name is Lex Veldhuis, who I don't know 100% if that's how we say the name, but I did contact him on Twitter, and he said he was excited for the stream when he watched it back. He was really happy. Everyone was cheering for him in the chat, and we are going to be podcasting with Lex. So like I said, not sure how to say the name, but podcasting this Monday coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm super excited to find out more about what this young man's going to do with all of that money. So if you look on Blaz's Instagram, he is a professional football player at some level. Not quite sure exactly what kind of level he's professional at, but he's 21. He plays football, seems to love poker, and just a couple years ago, he was grinding out the free rolls on PokerStars. And even the day before he played this $5,300 tournament, he was playing $5 tournaments and $1 tournaments on Partypoker, jumps into the $5,300 main event, and takes home the $1.3 million. Looking at his shark scope, you can see he's been playing a little bit since the big score, but he's still playing very small buy-ins, $5 buy-in. I mean, can you guys imagine this? He's played a couple $5 buy-ins on the 11th. You got $1.3 million in your account, and you play $5 tournaments. The discipline and the bankroll management is strong with this young man. I'm happy to see you guys know some of you guys out there, maybe myself. Maybe you take all that money to the high stakes poker game and go to the cash game tables. Maybe you go to Trickett's room. Maybe you challenge Luce Leon, Sam Trickett, and Rob Young. I don't really know what I would do with that money, but no, I would definitely come after Rob Young and play him heads up PLO on his site. I would do that 100% of the time. I would do that. But either way, thank you to Partypoker for putting on this great event, the biggest online tournament of all time, and allowing a story like this man to qualify. $5, parlay that up, turn it into $1 million. I mean, that's crazy, man. That really is crazy. So I'm going to be excited to find out more about his story on Monday. Make sure you tune in, because I think it's going to be a pretty good one. One weird thing about this tournament was that the two players got heads up after Lex was eliminated, and they were about even in chips, and then they made a deal, and the tournament just ended. There was no play it out. There was no, this guy's going to be the winner. It was just over. That's it. One of the most anticlimactic and unique endings I've ever seen in an online tournament, and quite honestly, in the biggest online tournament of all time. I want to see a winner. These guys have been battling hard, battling for the title. I want to see them play it out, at least get something for the winner. But as played, it ended how it ended. I did reach out to Pim, who I found out is an old school PLO player on PokerStars. Pippy Topsy, I believe, is screen name on there. So might be a podcast in the works with him as well too. I got to get back in touch with him to find out, but I will keep you updated on that. Our next story is a follow-up on a video I made about 2 weeks ago, I believe, talking about the 100K bathroom prop bet where a man was locked in a bathroom for 30 days. Complete darkness, no human interaction. He did get food, and he got some bathtub, shower. He had some other essentials in there. But a buyout has been done. So Rory Young and Rich Ality made a bet, $100,000, and the buyout was for $62.4 thousand. So I spoke with Rory last night because I had some questions about this. How did the buyout take place? If he's not allowed to talk with anybody, what was that process like? I kind of wanted to know more about how the food was delivered to the bathroom, and he said that they had an intercom system set up so that he was able to communicate back and forth with Rich while Rich was in the bathroom. So they also said that when the food was delivered, he would have to go into a separate part of the bathroom. There was a little bathroom with the toilet. If you guys have ever been in a nicer bathroom, you guys kind of know there's a separate door with the toilet in there. So he would have to go in there. And I guess there was a motorcycle helmet with some duct tape. So you have to go in there while the food was being delivered. I also read Rich's father got to go in there, and he was a big part of kind of being present for the bet, making sure his son didn't lose his damn mind. So I'm told that a few days before the buyout actually took place, Rory had asked Rich if he wanted to buy out for about $50,000. And I think he said Rich would give him $50K. And then he said Rich laughed in his face. And then a few days after that, Rich did have some concept of how long he'd been in there from a previous discussion they had, but the two talked it out. Rory put some numbers back and forth. Rich said he wouldn't buy out for less than $75,000. Ultimately, $62,400 was agreed upon. Rich came out of the bathroom. He was spotted playing the WPT 5 Diamond. He actually gave an interview over at WPT.com, and he didn't give too many details in the interview because it looks like they're trying to set up some sort of exclusive story, maybe trying to make some money on this, maybe trying to go mainstream with it. I do appreciate their hustle because most people in prop bets like this, or even most things like this, don't have that foresight or that desire or that interest in kind of taking it on a bigger scale and bringing it to mainstream. I know my friends over at the Action Network were reporting on this story. They had some really cool content, gave more information about what happened. Pocket Fives also as well too. I've talked with a few people out there, little skeptical about what exactly is going on. They had some questions. They said, is this a legitimate bet or not? And I gotta say, after talking with Rory about it, he's very happy to answer all the questions that I had. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if something was out of line here. I'm not really sure what the point would be to get out of line with it. Some people were saying, maybe for the publicity, but I don't know. I feel like in terms of who could be hurt by this, can't really see who's being hurt by this if something did go down. I don't think there was any really big extra action on the side. To my knowledge, Rich didn't make any extra side bets. Rory did end up hedging his bet a slight amount, but it certainly wasn't anything near the $100,000 that he did bet. So ultimately, it seems like this was a prop bet agreed upon. Seems legitimate to me that we have the 5 cameras in the bathroom recorded. Maybe we see that footage at some point in time if they do take this to the next level in terms of turning this into something. But if not, then maybe people get to see the footage out there, and maybe if someone has an issue, they can kind of get cleared up that way. But ultimately, it seems like a really fun prop bet. I am vindicated. Is that the proper word? I remember during the stream I used vindified, and I think vindified. I'm vindicated on this because I said at the beginning of this bet, a man sets out to do this bet, a man's going to do this bet. All right? Woman sets out to do this bet, a woman's going to do this bet. You got to drag me out of that bathroom. You got to claw me out. I'm not leaving the bathroom. I make this bet, I'm not leaving. And maybe Rich is one of those guys, you make the bet, you're not leaving the room. So, going to be interested, and I haven't talked with Rich yet. I'm going to reach out to him. Like I said, I had a discussion with Rory. Going to talk to Rich. Maybe we get them both on the pod in some capacity. Maybe we get one of them on the pod, kind of talk more about it, because I know people out there have a lot of interest in this story. But yeah, kind of update to that. We got a grand opening and we got a grand closing. 20 days in, $62,000 goes Rich's way. All right, next story. I got some really great news to report. My man Lex Veldhuis is back full-time streaming. You guys might remember back in October, Lex suffered a collapse on the streets. He went to the doctor to get it checked out, and he said that his heart showed irregularities, most likely related to stress and related to fatigue. If you've been following along with Lex since this took place back in October, he's been to the doctor a few times. He's popped in, streamed just a little bit, but it does look like Lex is 100% healthy, ready to get back after it, ready to go full-time streaming. And I got to say, man, very happy to see that. Obviously, as someone who is also a psychotic grinder who really loves putting in long hours and stressing myself the ever-living fuck out over the years playing this crazy game called poker, I can certainly understand how something like this might happen to somebody. If you guys don't know much about Lex, Lex has been grinding day in and day out for as long as I can remember, which is over 10 years at this point in time. Doesn't really have an off button. He streams these very long hours on a very consistent basis, which has allowed him to become one of the top poker streamers in the entire world. And it's just great to see him back, you know, kind of following along with that. I was certainly saying, man, I just hope this turns out to be nothing, because I've never heard of something like this happening with somebody in the poker space, but I could easily see something like this happening with myself one day if I keep up with the schedule that I like to put myself on, with the expectations, with the pressure that I think myself and other people out there put themselves on. So I'm certainly happy to see Lex back. I think he's a great part of our poker community. I really hope that we see Lex around for the foreseeable future. And yeah, man, I want to say thank you out there for just supporting Lex as well, too, in what he went through. And hopefully we see him back getting after it and having some success at the poker tables here coming up. You know, I think the poker community in general can be a very unsupportive place. You know, there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of people who are sad or upset because they're losing money or they're not winning money. So anytime that I see an entire community actually be supportive of one of its main figures, I think it really makes me very happy to be a part of the poker community. All right, last story. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see that I posted a video of the fastest poker dealer in the history of the game. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true, and I certainly have not seen every poker dealer out there, but I've never seen a guy deal like this. One-handed, boom, 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 boom. So I put it up on Instagram. I got word it's from the Palm Beach Kennel Club down in Florida, and the man's name is Scotty Breedens, I believe. And I think Scotty reached out to me on Instagram, so I need to follow up with that because I want to talk to him a little bit more. How'd you do this? How do you ever possibly boom, 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 boom? He's got a fan around his neck because it's so hot down there, and he's overheating because of the massive speed that he's going with. And some people on Twitter pointed out he's going to get Tommy John surgery or something like that, or his elbow's going to blow out. But I also read some of his comments, and it looks like he does this 3 or 4 days a week for 12-hour shifts all day long, boom, 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 nonstop. People that play at the table with him say he doesn't really make much mistakes. And to be honest with you, I want this guy dealing to me full time, man. I want to see this guy at my table all the time. I think he might be faster than Poker Stars. I'm dead serious. Actually, Eric Holreiser, one of the Poker Stars executives, reached out to me and said, hey, can you get me in touch with this guy? I'd like him to come train our dealers. And I'm confused. I'm like, Eric, what the fuck are you talking about? You got a poker site, but he said that he thinks that dealers can be a little more. No, it didn't happen. I can't even keep a straight face. Eric did not reach out to me about that. Shout out to Eric Holreiser. But no, I do want to get this guy out to the World Series of Poker because we need Scotty training the dealers. I want every dealer at the World Series of Poker, one hand. I can't even do that. Honestly, Scotty, I got to get you out here, buddy. I need a lesson. I want to learn how to deal that speed because one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life. It's just insane. I've never seen anything like this in my life. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Scotty. Let me know what you think about my man Lex getting back in action. Let me know what you think about Bath and Prop Bet ending. And, of course, an amateur player turning $5 million. Or no, $5. $5 and a dream. I've caught myself saying this a few times where I go, turn into $5 million. Where's that even coming from? I have no idea. I have no idea where that's coming from. But let me know what you guys think about the video. Much love out there. Very early right now, 8 a.m. I woke up early to get this out there. And the energy's coming out of me. So much love, guys. Take care. Peace out.